It was 2 weeks before Christmas, and Boogie and Ray were dreaming of going to Santa Claus, Indiana on that cold Saturday. So they snuck out of bed as to not wake Jingle Bella, in hopes when they get there, they'll meet Santa, that big red fella. So they put on their best Christmas clothes, and at 5:15, Ray whispered to Boogie, "You gonna go for a drive?"
Oh yeah, I told you, we're gonna play that song. Better play it loud. Work all week to get into the city. Jump in my truck, come on with me. Turn it on up. Country rock boogie. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like I mentioned, we got up dark and early to head to Santa Claus, Indiana, also known as America's Christmas hometown. We explored Santa's cottages when we got there, took a little drive down Santa's lane. Boogie enjoyed sticking his head out the window and sniffing everything there was to sniff in Santa Claus, Indiana. Eventually got out, let him stretch his legs before we continued on. After stretching our legs, we continued down Santa's Lane until we eventually found our way at the Christmas Arts and Crafts Show at the Heritage Hills Middle School. We were greeted by this delicious looking table. I'm surprised I didn't buy everything on it. The Arts and Crafts Show did cover 2 full gymnasiums, and all this homemade Christmas stuff was for sale. Boogie was not for sale, but everywhere I went, every booth offered to babysit him while we were shopping, including this lady.
Sit your dog while you're shopping. We'll volunteer.
He seems to be very popular. Once I was done fighting the ladies off of Boogie, we headed over to Kringle Place and the Christmas store and the world-famous Santa Claus, Indiana post office. The parking lot was slammed. We parked about 100 yards on the other side of the parking lot and had to walk in this cold weather. But we did not mind because we were celebrating Christmas. And of course, you cannot be called Santa Claus and not be Christmas 365 days a year. So in the Christmas store, there are ornaments and decorations that you could buy year round. And look who showed up this Saturday, Santa Claus. And I wanted to get a photo with Boogie, with Santa, but Boogie said, "Papa, I'm not a puppy anymore. I don't take pictures with Santa." Actually, the line was like 30 people long, and I did not feel like waiting. So we continued walking, and that's when I ran into these 4 lovely ladies who work for Turnkey Realty. They had this delicious booth of homemade goodies where all proceeds were going to an organization called Stirring Up Hope, a therapeutic horsemanship center using horses to connect with people to help with physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. So I ask that you look them up online and see how you can help such a great organization in the community. At 1 o'clock, the parade started and the show began. The parade of Santa Claus, Indiana was quite fantastic, but it was cold and Boogie was shivering a lot, so I had to go back and forth to the car to try to keep him warm. But don't just take my word on how cold it was. Listen to her.
It's cold! I can't feel my lips!
You heard that right. She can't feel her lips. And there is Stirring Up Hope in their float. Remember to check them out. And take a look there. There's the Grinch. I wonder if it's the original Grinch from Santa Claus, Indiana. That's right, Jay Cutler. Just look at that mug. What a Grinch. The Heritage Hills High School Marching Band had the honor of ushering in Santa Claus. After freezing our little butts off at the parade, we got back in the car, turned on the heat to warm up. We were hungry, so we went back to Kringle Place where they had 5 food trucks. I picked up this delicious burger, and Boogie was just saying, "Please, Papa, give me a little bit, please." So we ate like kings. There you go, buddy. Good, good. Then we drove back around, checked out a couple more Santa Clauses, We had to gas up for the drive home where Boogie kept a close eye on me to make sure I was coming back. Of course I was, little buddy. He then passed out on my arm for the whole drive home. I always like to support the local community, so I did some buying at the arts and crafts show. Well, we are back safely from Santa Claus, Indiana, and we are inside where it's nice and warm. As I mentioned, Boogie was struggling a little bit with that cold weather, with the wind chills. It was down near 20 degrees. So we did not get to go to the light shows. There are two different Christmas light shows there. You have the Santa Claus Land of Lights. That's a 1.2 mile drive. And there's the Festival of Lights at Christmas Lake Village. That's 9 miles. Thank you for watching. Remember, if you have a fun, interesting, unique, or weird place you'd like us to check out, feel free to drop us a note on any of our social media pages, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Ray and Boogie Go For A Drive. Or you can even email at rayandboogiegoforadrive@yahoo.com. And remember, life is one big drive. Get out there and enjoy it. Merry Christmas, everybody. Bah humbug.